YouTube, what's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Goat Mill, and back with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn that post notification bell on, and let's get into this video. One of my most anticipated drops of this year, Jace with Reverence 2. I recently said in my hot takes video that if Jace plays his cards right, he definitely has a ticket to exit the underground with Reverence 2. Jace has been a very relevant figure in the underground, sometimes not for the right reasons, but he is frequently known as one of the top artists. About a year and some months ago in March 2023, he released the first Reverence, in which this was his first official debut project release. And for his first album, I felt like it wasn't bad at all. I rated it a 6 out of 10. It had many great flashes, shows of great potential, but ultimately the downfall of this album was how long it was, clipping around 29 tracks, which is insane. I think my favorites from the first Reverence are probably D and the Cutlass, like Sosa Bang Bang Baby, and maybe Second Chances as well. But I would always say if Jace could just cut it down a little bit track list wise and just showcase his versatility in the project and mix it in well, he could definitely make something special to remember. And now here we finally have Reverence 2. He posted the track list about 2 days before release, and we're already suffering our first deduction. The first deduction being this album is 26 songs long. Will this be a repeat of Reverence, or do I think this actually plays into his favor this time? Let's get into it. Starting off with the intro track, Let You Go. This was an insane starter for the album, I cannot lie to you. First and foremost, a great feature and vocals on the back end by Alicia, or Alicia, I don't know how to pronounce her name, followed by a great and substance-filled verse from Jace. Both of them kind of just detailing the POVs of a broken relationship. And when I say Jace needs to branch off into this versatility more often, this is what I mean. This is a great performance and great starter for the album. The second track, Intergalactical, kind of threw me off, but in a good way, as Jace kind of puts on this new flow that you would kind of hear other artists doing. But I mean, really, he made this look really effortless and just showed how easy it was to replicate it. Really enjoyable for me. Moving on to Cold Sweats 2. I usually don't like when people do part 2s of songs, and Jace is really known for this, but I really feel like he's the only one that can kind of get away with this, as I kind of feel like making a part 2 of a song is just kind of lazy a little bit, especially if it doesn't really have any meaning to it, but Jace seems to make it work in his case. Money Dance definitely has an insane beat, but I feel like Jace didn't really perform up to the caliber that he should have. I feel like it's just one of those beats that you can't really touch. On the fifth cut, check it out. I recommend everybody to play this one in the car. It definitely hits different. Overall, solid turnt track for sure. Even though it kind of gives off a dark and gloomy vibe of the beat, the bass just makes it crazy. The next song, Monster Truck, definitely showcases how Jace is probably the best melody creator in the underground, and is one of the best at hooks as well. Oxy Overload wasn't terrible, but I just feel like this is so out of place with the rest of the album, and I definitely see what they were trying to do for the sample, but it doesn't really seem all that appealing to me. It's kind of a skip. The next track, Getting Money, kind of reminds me of a 9-9 beat with the whole fast pace and fast tempo of the beat. Probably a top 5, top 6 track on the album for me. Moving on to the ninth track, Who Mama Is This? I feel like this is another one where the beat carries kind of hard, but it's not that noticeable enough to just skip. R.I.P. Fat is probably my favorite track on the album, top 3 at least. And throughout this one, Jace's energy and just his whole cadence is just infectious. This one kind of plays through my head throughout the day. Orbital isn't a bad track. I feel like the beat kind of carries, but it doesn't really add anything. I kind of skip it. The 12th track, Borrowing Air, a nice little plug and beat cut, nice flows, catchy. Definitely a top 5 track on the album if you ask me. The 13th song, This Ain't Normal. Funny enough how I mentioned 9-9 earlier, how Getting Money reminded me of his production. He has a couple of tracks on this one that he's produced. And ironically enough, I think this is a skip. Not really feeling the beat, and Jace can't really save it either. Redundant is another example of how Jace creates the best melodies. Get That New Shit is another one that doesn't really add anything for me, and I almost immediately skip it. The 16th track, For You, he was kind of going for the same formula as the intro of the album, and even though it's obviously the same copy and paste formula, I still enjoy it. Nice vocals and a great lead-in verse with Jace. Moving on to the next track, Still Buying It. I really enjoyed this one, but Jace really needs to stop referring to these other quote-unquote snitches and stop trying to victimize himself and try to act like he's getting painted a bad picture. Like, Jace, it's okay. You read it. I'ma still play this album. Float Up is another 9-9 produced track. I feel like it's okay. I just feel like this track was kind of empty a little bit and kind of was steering the album into a more boring direction. That is until the next one, Contemplating President, kind of saves us from going into that route. The 20th song, Boogie Shoogie, probably growing to be one of my favorites on the album. The hook is addicting as The 22nd track, She Think I'm Cute, She Wanna Have Sex, referring to the viral clip of Chief Keef. Definitely a nice little fun track, nothing much of it. Ballin' was alright when I first heard it, but as I keep listening to it, it's kind of growing off of me and getting more annoying. The 24th track, Carrying the World, I really like this Alicia Keys sample. Personally, I feel like it's a way better flip than the sample that we heard earlier in the album. The 25th track, Walk, is nice, fun, and catchy, but it feels out of place in this track list, especially coming after the emotional song that we just heard the previous. And ending off the album is the viral track that he's had this year, Goose Creek. I think it's safe to say to make an early contention for Underground Song of the Year. What do you guys think? I don't even think that's a debate, to be honest. All in all, I enjoy this album. I feel like it has some high flashes, showcases some good versatility, for sure some filler tracks in there. I'll say it was a tad bit more easy to digest than Reverence, even though they're both bloated. But yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts on it. I think I'm going to give this a 6.9. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm seeing a lot of people saying they weren't really enjoying this album, and I would like to hear that reception from you guys just to see where the opinion lies, just to get an idea. But yeah, that's it for this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, join my Discord, and follow all my socials. Make sure you turn that post notification bell on to let you know when I'm posting another video. But yeah, it's your boy GoatMill. We out.